Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Edoggz Reviews. Today we finally going to be taking a look at the Transformers the Movie Studio Series 86-15 Dinobot Sludge. It is made by Takara Tomy. We have the generation symbol on the top right hand corner. We have the Transformers lettering going on the right hand side. And we have this very nice depiction of Sludge and his Brontosaurus mode fighting off the Sharkticons. But if you prefer fighting off a whole bunch of Nas, you could also go with that. So on this side of the box, we have him shooting off to the left-hand side. That could be either a beam or a flame. I know it's not a flame, but it could be either one. On this side of the box, we have the robot mode here. We have the Brontosaurus mode there. It takes 31 steps to transform it. It comes with the stage known as the Mockery of Justice. And then on this side it says Studio Series 86-15. He is a leader class figure with a close-up of his mug. And top of the box it says the Transformers the movie. And on the bottom it is a barcode. So let's get out of here with that. Let's bring in the Mockery of Justice. And you can put him on here if you want. Now, this is from the scene where the rest of the Dinobots are either walking down a hallway or maybe like an alleyway type of deal, and they run into this courtroom where the Quintessons are passing out judgment. So you can go with this, or you can have it in the Ultra mode, which I will show off later. Now, there is a lot of talk about this figure, about QC issues, so let's get that out of the way right now. Upon opening, the legs were very loose. So what I've done is I went in here and I took a Phillips screwdriver, that you have a small one or this type of size, and I tightened these two screws up a little bit more. Not tight, like extreme tight, but just tighten up. Did that on both sides. And that helped remedy some of the problem. The other point is the waist. They are pinned. There's no way I can fix that unless we put some kind of furniture polish in here in this little section, which I don't have access to. So I'm not sure about that. Now, there is a weird way he has to transform into his Brontosaurus mode. And that is probably why he likes to fall over. And the other reason is because he has this big backpack back there. We'll get into that in a second. Another thing I kind of don't like is this section right here, his elbows. I'm not exactly sure why they went that route, but let me just show you an example what they should have gone with. So here is Perceptor, and if we bring the knee back, you have this piece of plastic that pops out to give it, a fuller knee. Let's say it gives a presence of a knee. Let's say that, and they could have gone with that because you're not moving too much here. You're just moving forward for the robot mode when you're creating the hand, and you move the arm backwards to create a leg. That's probably about it. A couple of other things about it we'll get into it once we start transforming it. Weapons. Let's talk about weapons. So this is his weapon here, and it's very nice to see that they put some gold on this weapon to offset the black, because the other two did not come with paint. It's just straight up black or a crazy looking gray that they give you on these figures. And you can put this on either side if you want. Another thing to point out, if you have Jetfire's add-on effects parts, you can pop those in there without any problem. Another thing I purchased was this JRC sword. It was about $12 off eBay, or you can just go straight to jrcdesigns.com or search for it, and you should be able to purchase this sword and the other two. That's for Slag and Grimlock. Grimlock sword is kind of a little short, if you want my opinion. You plug this in. Now, the first time is going to be difficult, but after a couple of times, you should be okay. So you can have this kind of look going for you. I'm not going to pose it really too much. It's just, you know, generic stance here and there. All right. So we're going to do some comparisons. Real quick. All right. So first we're going to bring in Blur, who is a deluxe. He's supposed to have two of these weapons, I should say. And we have Ultra Magnus in the middle from that scene where he tells Blur to get the Dinobots onto the ship while he's taking fire. So we kind of have that depiction going on there. If you want another one, let's do that. This is the masterpiece, Grimlock. And he's kind of slunched over for some odd reason. Right? So his head kind of sort of meets where, like, the top of his head is somewhere in the top part of his visor. That's how tall this guy is. So if we turn him to the side, you can kind of see what's going on there. Now, before we go into transformation, I just want to add one more thing. There are some paint apps that are missing, or should I say stickers that are missing from this figure, and they belong on the wings and some on the legs. I'm not exactly sure anything goes on in his chest besides the Autobot symbol. We can get a close-up of his face though, and that's what that looks like. I can't say that I love it, but that's the new depiction of this character. He has what is it, blue eyes, sky blue eyes or something like that. And before we get into it, one of these wings are going to pop off, just to let you know in advance. So, articulation. The head can go all the way around if you want to. You can bring the head up on this table if you want to. It's going to break up this shoulder look here, or silhouette if you want to, but he cannot look down. That's about it. Shoulder goes all the way around, and he can turn at the shoulder or armpit, if you will, and he has a bicep swivel over there. It's very tight there. The hands can rotate 360 degrees because of the transformation. Legs can go all the way out to there, and you can bring it down on a knee like that. Bring this arm up, we can bring the leg out there, and we have a swivel just below the hips. The feet can be untabbed to give you a much wider range of stance. It's on a rocker, so you can use that as you so please. And on the back side of this, that's about as far as you're going to go before you bang into all of this back here, and that's the far that you're going to go on the lower leg. So we'll just bring that down. Now, transformation takes 31 steps. The top portion is a little bit like Grimlock. The lower portion is a little bit like Smokescreen. The leg configuration is similar to the craziness that you saw on Double Deer, let's say. Just throwing it out there, because the legs have to form in such a way where it's this way, and then it goes down like this way, and then it goes this way, and then there's another piece that goes back. It's a weird configuration type of thing, but we're going to try it anyway. So the first thing we do is the arms. So we bring these up just like Grimlock, bring these out like this, and you take the hand, you turn it around like so, bring the arms out, bring the arms straight out like this, take the hand, turn it upside down, and next you want to just push these into these little holes here, and there you go. What I like to do, just to get ahead of the game, as they say, I like to turn the waist 180 to have that ready. Right, so this chest comes off, so all you have to do is get behind here, this place right here, and you kind of have to pull away like that. Right, so now that we're here, we can turn this all the way around. You got to maneuver the legs out of the way, and you have this going for you. At this point, you can bring these legs up, straight up. Like that. Next point of action is take this right here, his head, and it's going to go into this cavity there, like so. All right. Okay. So the legs are getting a little crazy, but we're going to go through it anyway. So we're going to unpeg the toe, bring it all the way around, and you want to make this part even with that part, like that. And you're going to see this peg, which is going to come in a few minutes. Take the foot, bring this down, and make it even with that piece, like that. You have another peg there, and you're good to go. You take these tails, pop this out. They plug into this little hole right here. Same thing on the side. Take the tail. You got to untab it like that, just to get it out of the way. You go under here, and you want to pull up like that. Bring this out like so. Same thing over here. Bring this up, bring this out like that. So you're gonna have something like this going on right now. You take these pieces and you want to bring it out like so. And take this piece and bring it out sideways like so. Right? All right. All right. So we have to do the legs now. So we have a slot here and a slot there on this thigh, and we have those two pegs on the bottom, and we have to rotate these up like this, and we have to get this piece up. We have to move this piece up like that, and then we bring this over like so. Now you're not going to get this on the first try. You might get it on the first try, but it takes a little bit doing. And next thing is we have to plug it into this section right here. There's four ports here, 2 on that side and there's 2 on that side, and that's going to lock in where these tabs is on the back of the foot. So we got to maneuver all of this in such a way right. You might have gotten it. Okay. Let's see. Right. Okay. Right, so like that. I'm gonna try to show you a little bit more clearer because the thigh needs to move up this way and down, and then it curls back. So the leg should be like this to show you more clearly. It should be in this position like that. You bring this over and you want to bring it down, kind of a deal. Right, you got to manage all of this stuff. Hold on. right? So you want to get this in here, right? See how I pushed that up? And that's because I used the lower portion of the leg to get that. Right, make sure this plugs in, and you want to bring this up. Next, we want to marry these two together while we're here. Make sure that's together. Make sure that's out like that. And you should have something like that. It's a bit of a mess, but that's what you got to do sometimes. All right, so we want to take care of the tail. So the tail is on the outside right here. You want to bring it in like this. Take this piece right here, bring this down, and that's going to hold that in place. Same thing, bring this tail in on that armature. Another thing to note, the tail does not plug in together, kind of a deal. It kind of lets these strips do the work for it. All right, so we take this piece right here, just bring this around, put this into place. And you take these pieces, you want to marry those together, and pretty much we have the tail ready to go, like that. Make sure this is ready to go. Now this piece right here goes into this little area there, so you might want to move the leg forward, and this is going to plug into this peg here, and then there's another peg there. And all of this should plug into place. There we go. All right. Just want to make sure all of this is clipped in. If you did it the right way, the legs are going to go around anyway. So you take the wings out like that. You want to bring them around like so, and you want to just collapse them like this. Just leave them like this. Bring the same thing on that side, bring this out like that. All right, next, you want to bring this head up. Plug it there temporarily. You're going to take these arms, I should say legs, out of this socket, bring them around. They're going to clip into the section right here, like that. Right? Take this piece, bring it back down. You want to fold it into place, like so. Same thing, bring this down, fold into place. Right? So all of this should be together. Now, let me back up just real quick. If I do that, right, you're going to see this rectangular port. There should have been a rectangular peg here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure why they changed that part, but that would have helped making this more a solid connection. Right? Take these legs, bring this all the way down. Same thing on that side. Take these two pieces, and you want to plug them over these two silver tabs there. Right? There's a nub here and a nub there, and you just simply squeeze that together, and it should go inside like that. So make sure that this gold piece is overlapping that. We're almost done. We take the leg, bring it out like this, turn it around, kind of sort of deal. And they want you to push forward like that. Same thing on this side, bring this straight, oops, too far in. Bring this straight, turn, right? You want to bring this forward. Like that. You take this gun, it has 2 pegs, there's 2 holes. You can plug them in like this. Plug that together, and that's going to lock into place. The word on the street is that the original design had this section covered, but they decided to change it to this. That is where a third party comes in. They have another, foot section where the feet are actually can be folded out to fill in this section. And that is actually why they changed it. They should have kept it the way it was. But here you are. This is Sludge in his Brontosaurus mode. Very nice. It's not exactly what you might see in a book, but it's a very nice figure. Now, to get into some live dinosaurs, so to speak, he is a Brontosaurus. The largest ever found stood about 27 feet 10 inches. It weighed somewhere between 36,000 pounds to 49,000 pounds, and they lived in the late Jurassic period. And their favorite food was something called horsetails. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I've probably seen it and not known it. But he's the tallest out of all of them. He should be bigger, and that's the point. So let's bring in Grimlock. He's in this T-Rex mode, and they typically stand 12 feet tall. And we're going to bring in Slag here, and he's roughly somewhere between 9.5 or 9.8 feet tall, give or take or so. And that's how the team looks. This is how you're gonna get. This is what you get, right? So you have that look there. But if you prefer, we can move this back real quick. We can bring in an Insecticon, which is a deluxe. All of these guys back here are leader class. So you have that kind of thing going on there. So we're going to turn this side, like so. Now, again, if you have those effects parts, you can pop it one in his mouth. Since we're here, his neck can go up and down, like so. There's no side swivel or anything like that. Same thing goes for the head. It only goes up and down. He can't say no or anything like that. And his eyes are the same color as his robot eyes, which is like a cyan blue type of deal. Legs can go all the way around 360 degrees. The same bicep swivel if you want to. You can duplicate that scene or try to duplicate it where he's get squashed by Devastator. So you can bring these out like that, put them on the floor type of deal. Doesn't really work. It probably works with the upgrade kit to allow him to sit on his belly type of thing, but you could do that if you wanted to. Same thing for the front foot. They can swivel. You straighten this, straighten this. Plug this back in. Now, as for the design of the belly, maybe they're going to use that when they get to their masterpiece version. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. That could be saving it for a masterpiece version, or it could be a buzzworthy version of it somewhere down the line. You never know. Another thing to note is it's missing a lot of weapons. There's supposed to be a shoulder weapon and a rocket launcher type of deal. Shoulder weapon can be converted into like a rifle or some type of deal, but you could probably find that on the internet somewhere. So there you go for that. Now we're going to transform it back into robot mode. We're going to have a sword here. And actually, before we do that, let's bring in this one more time. Now, he doesn't fit on the stage like this. You kind of have to put him on the ground or something like that. Or you can cut the stage away type of deal and kind of rig something to make it stand in the back kind of a deal. But you can have him standing in front of it if you want. That's your thing. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this gun. Put that down. Alright, so the best way to do this is you take the legs, bring this all the way back. Like so. Bring this all the way back like this. Right. You want to unplug this part, which is the neck. Take these gold pieces. You want to get in here, unlock that. Take this piece, and you kind of have to move it out of the way, like so. Move these out of the way, like so. Now this part needs some stickers, like these silver things. They need a little bit more sticker action going on there. Take the feet, bring that back, bring that back, like so. Bring that up so it's not in the way. We're going to separate these two pieces, like so, like that, and like that. Alright, so now we gotta bring this out. We take the chest, we're gonna bring this forward like so. We want to undo the legs to start there. We want to separate. So bring this down like that. And here we have to start putting this back together. So you want to take this piece, you want to go behind here, bring the leg forward like that. Take this piece right here, fold it under, and then you take this piece and you fold it behind his leg, like that. Take the feet, bring this back, and it's going to peg together like this. Take the tail, you want to plug it into this hole here, and there's a peg there. That's same thing on this side. We're going to bring the leg down like this, like so. Take this piece, get this piece out of the way. Take this piece, bring it back. Take this piece, bring it down. And that should be good. Let's go. You take this tail, plug it into the side. Take the feet, bring this up. Like that. So you have the bottom section already done. You can bring this up like so. You can turn at the waist, another 180. Bring these back, and these plug into the back piece of his leg. There's a peg there, and you just plug them in like that. They won't move. Same thing, just plug in like that. Take this piece right here, turn it upside down like so. Take the neck, bring it down. Take the head, get that out, bring this back. Right, so sometimes this will get in the way. Like that. And it's going to clip together. Make sure this is out of the way, that's out of the way. Take these feet, bring these down. You can leave them at an angle if you want, like so. You're going to need something to get these hands out. Alright, so you bring these out one more time with the hands. Turn that around and turn it around. So the head of the dinosaur, oops. Now this plugs off. I mean, this comes off because there's a slot for it. So don't worry about that. It simply plugs back on. And all we have to do here is turn the bicep all the way around, 180, go again, 180, and they want you to push forward. That. Bring that arm down. Again, you're going to turn the bicep upside down. Nope, sorry. Forget that. So we want to just push back. All right, so like that. We're almost done. We're almost done. We take the gun, put it in his hand, take his sword, on the other side. That took a little doing. And manage that a little bit here. Make them sit there. Now, right now he wants to fall backwards. You just have to manage where everything is going to sit, and he should be all right. We could bring in the stage one more time. All right. So let's see. All right. So here is G1 Sludge. His function is demolition. And that will conclude this video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I will respond to them. Any negative response will be automatically deleted and you might get blocked. You never know. But yeah. So there is a convention being held in New Jersey, Edison, New Jersey. I think it's called the Outer Atrium or something like that. So if you're interested in that, I suggest you get there early, like super early. I would say like either 8 o'clock or 8:30. It's being held in a church. You can't miss it. It's right like a few blocks away from a gas station the last time I went. So you can try that out. And the next figure up will be this one here. Let's get this out of the way. Will be the Tigertron from the Kingdom line. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your hot day, because I know it's hot over here. And then, you know, enjoy the weather. Hit the beach, do something. All right, I'm going to check you ladies and gents out in the next video. Goodbye.